Okay, so now we have our Metroid Fusion race, 80%. It's JRP racing against Mickey New. I think I said that wrong.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So let's switch the scene over. XSplit, if you would like to do something, that would be great. Do it. Press the thing. Hello. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Now, probably might be talking much.
That's cool, you got two commentators to cover.
Focus as well.
Yeah. But we've got Dragon Fangs here and Mukjagaji to cover commentary.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Alright, so are you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, count it down, and then, so I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then off you right?
Wait, my second. What's my window?
Good job. Okay.
Now I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Frank
Accuracy.
I
Oh, I missed that, dude.
Good one,
So, so Metroid Fusion is pretty different from other 2D Metroid games, and it's gonna be apparent pretty much right away. From there being a lot of dialogue, for one thing, and the platforming is pretty different as well.
Also, hardest trick in the game coming up.
This first room is actually legit really hard.
I got
well,
it. Fuck.
Beautiful.
I got it.
Good job. Mickey got it too.
I butchered the very first text mashing.
You both got it, great. So wall jumping works way different in this game compared to like Super or Zero Mission, in that you can't wall jump up the same wall you're jumping from. Whenever you do a wall jump, you are like your horizontal speed are automatically set to away from the wall for as long as you're rising from the jump, so you can't jump on the same wall.
Wow.
But it leads to a lot of interesting strats throughout the game. It's just a very different dynamic.
By the sounds of it, I feel like it sounds like it would hinder gameplay, but I personally think it actually increases the platforming ability, or like the enjoyment of it at least.
Yes, I agree. I mean, you're more limited in a way, but you're limited in... Like, the game is built around that fact, so it works really well. Wall jumping gets to be more of a... I think Kirby said it this way before, in that wall jumping is now more of a complement to standard jumping in platforming, as opposed to just taking over platforming completely. Something you're also gonna see them doing a lot is shooting right when they're like clearing a ledge. That's because when you shoot, you stop spinning in your jump, and when you stop spinning in this game, you get pushed like a couple of pixels down. That lets you land instantly if you time it well. That's gonna come up pretty much every time they clear a ledge.
Another way to put it is basically your feet come out from under you, whereas in Zero Mission, your head kind of pops up.
Yes, exactly. So there's a similar way to use in Zero Mission where you can like get pushed downwards from ledges, but it's not nearly as useful. Oh well, you guys are really synced right now on my screen. That JRP started like way late. But there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of listening to Adam in this game. And that part is actually, like, you'd think that's a lot of pauses where you can like stay calm, and it's not really, because you still have to pay a lot of attention during text mashing. You can't just like hold A or just mash A or whatever. You have to consciously hold the button until the sentence finishes and then press another button. Like it's all still very, I wouldn't say very technical, but it's like more technical than you'd expect from just text.
Should talk about the idol that's coming out.
Yeah. So this game has a bunch of R&D, but it's all spread out throughout the entire run. There's not like a chunk of R&D at one spot. One of those things are eye doors, which there's an eye door in front of most bosses, almost every boss, not quite all. And every eye door can decide randomly to either shoot a beam or open, and that's like, I think it's a 50-50 every time, right? I think so. But it can shoot a maximum of 4 beams before it decides to open its eyes. So worst case,
Nice.
for the first 2 doors are going to.
Terrible luck already.
Oh, right, there we go. Right. So the first door is going to open 3 times before you can shoot it, unless you do what JRP did and manage to hit it with 2 missiles on the same frame, or almost at the same time. You have like a 1 frame window, 2 frame window, which is it's really hard to actually do. There's a lot of stuff going on in the beginning. Also, there is a sort of core shell thing coming out from, again, virtually every boss, not quite all of them, but almost. And you have to hit them a certain amount of time. But you can hit them twice, or hit them with 2 missiles on the same frame, and they both do damage, which allows you to skip an entire invisibility phase, which lasts for about 3 seconds. For the first hit, you can do that by.
Takes 3 hits, right?
The first one takes 3 hits, but they take progressively more amount of hits.
Yeah, it's like 4, then 5, then 6, and then the rest of them are 6 from there.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing an extra missile tank just for the
I
sake of
won't
consistency.
be grabbing.
Oh, Mickey's going brave.
Okay, Mickey, I'll take up your bet.
Oh, really? Okay, we have
Oh,
so brave.
I shouldn't have thought, I guess.
So there's a missile tank that I think JRP is not grabbing now. Yeah, that's in like that small tunnel. And it kind of depends. Like most high caliber runners don't grab it, but it's completely viable to do so because of missile management in the first sector is kind of rough. And if you run out of missiles, you lose a bunch of time. And grabbing that missile tank is not that slow, but it is slower to grab it, so.
I fail at elevators, as you have seen.
Not grabbing it is really risky, and we're gonna see if it pays off.
Well,
Either
I'm doing a strat that you normally do in 1% in the Hornet room. Instead of firing all the missiles, I jump over them and fire only 1. The catches are more likely to take damage.
Oh, right. And we should talk about that too. When you're at full health in this game, you are guaranteed to get a missile drop. If you're not full on missiles, but you're full on health, you're guaranteed a missile drop from everything. So taking damage actually ends up being pretty harsh on your missiles. And specifically in Sector 1, where missiles are like pretty scarce, you really don't want to take damage.
I took damage.
Good job. Oh yeah, the small. Not taking damage from the small virus things is sort of precise, but it means so much because like just that tiny point of damage means you're missing 1 missile drop.
I failed the strat, but I didn't take damage, so that's good.
Oh,
Just one more obstacle is the pirate shaft. See how nice that is.
Right.
Ooh. That went well.
This pirate shaft is sort of annoying too because there's no real clean way through that room.
It's just RNG.
Yeah, the pirates can randomly decide what they do. They can either shoot a beam or like start climbing or jump to the other side of the wall. So you have no idea how many pirates are going to be on that right side, which we have decided on, like that being the most consistent way through that room. We have no way of knowing how many pirates there are going to be. They can be between 3 or 5, right? I think. Something like that.
I've gotten 5, I think, once.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to be 5, but it's possible.
Oh, I'm back. Wow, that was really bad RNG. And like every pirate on the wall.
Oh, and they all dropped health. Amazing. You have enough missiles though, I think. 8 is...
Yeah.
8 should be enough.
If I have less than 4, I don't go for numbers.
Right, okay.
Hopefully I will get better luck on the second eye door.
Dude, what is this RNG?
Oh, yo! Did you get the double save? No. Okay. No beams! Wow.
Oh, beams!
DRP has... It's like 1 beam so far. That's great RNG. Like, you can on average expect 1 beam per door, pretty much. Or one beam per eye door opening, so it's... The first 2 doors count for 3 openings each. And after getting Charge Beam is like the most OP upgrade in this game. That's an insane amount of damage. So from this point onwards, you can one-shot all the eye doors with Charge Beam. The important thing to note though is that you want to, like, the Charge Beam consists of 3 parts. The beam you're actually shooting out is 2 different pellets that each do the same damage as a missile. And there's also a small flare animation right at Simon's arm cannon, which also does damage. So at a lot of places, actually hitting things point blank ends up being a really important strategy. The mist clearing after getting these stabilizers is also at least quasi-random, I think. It has a few things you can predict, but it's sort of random. And it can take a while.
I'm on a very good run. What the hell?
Nice.
In a marathon.
Are we getting marathon 46? Come on, dude, you can do it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going for a 48.
That's ambitious. So yeah, now that we have charge primary weapon for a lot of bosses from now on. So that's a big reason why missile management is way harder in Sector 1 than the rest of the game, because you don't have charge beam. And having charge beam helps you alleviate your missiles a lot.
GRP, do you still do that jump in Sector 2 because you cannot shoot the block?
I do still do it because it's way more consistent than missing the block and then running into the thing and taking damage.
I'm not sure what you're talking. Like, to be honest,
watch my stream.
Yeah, like, I'll watch it.
Watch what I do.
I'll probably see it.
Just do the jump.
Like, to say to the chat, I actually haven't done runs. Oh, I see. Yeah. I actually haven't done runs of Fusion in a really long while. So like, I still know the game pretty well, but I might have missed newer advancements or something. I don't know. So if I ever say anything wrong, you guys just call me out. Things in Sector 2 overall just does a ton of damage. I think JRP's got him hit like twice, and he's taken like 60 damage. These Zoros it hurts so much.
There goes my good run.
Rip!
I was practicing this segment of Sector 2 before. I died like 5 times just to bad RNG.
How many energy tanks are you guys grabbing?
4 total.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We're getting 4.
4, okay.
Yeah, because they dead.
So
So I'm taking-
there are a lot of energy tanks that are like right there, sort of, in this game, but for speedrunning we don't. Right? But it's pretty risky because, as I said, things do a lot of damage. And that's not just Sector 2, that's like overall, things hurt a lot, so...
if you watch the 1% run, you know what he means.
Yeah.
Lots of things do 80 damage later on in the game.
Yeah. There are, like, what do the Key Hunters thing does, like 120 or something?
Yeah, it's instant death.
It's instant death in 1%, yeah. So running only one energy tank is risky. You don't ever need more than one, but it's... you don't even need one.
It's just insurance.
Yeah. But grabbing more is like most people do grab at least 2 or 3. And 4 seems reasonable for a marathon.
I don't normally grab the Zazabi one, but I do it in marathons.
Yeah. Oh, Sasabi coming up is like the most random
Guess your jumps.
piece of garbage.
Zazabi is evil.
He can jump either just over Samus or stop mid-air and like get damaged. Or dare to get a good time.
There's either a minimum of 3 jumps or a maximum of 12.
Yeah, so...
I got 5.
5 is pretty good. You can expect like 6 or 7 most of the time. Right? And anything below...
This crawl though.
Anything 5 or below is good.
I might get 5 as well.
That's nice. But the minimum is 3 and that pretty much never happens. It's super rare. And the maximum is 12, which also is super rare. And I never really discussed the core doubles too much. I only mentioned them briefly. They actually end up being a really, really important part of saving time. And this is the first time it's actually done the quote-unquote proper way, where for the first hit you can just shoot 2 missiles and have the Core X spawn on top of them. That does double damage. But for any later hits you want to control the Core X movement in a way that makes it move horizontally above you, and then to shoot 2 missiles upwards, essentially creating a wall of missiles that the Core X runs into. No one's going for ball jump. No one is actually insane. That's good. You can do a really, really risky ball jump maneuver over the SAX there. But if you fail it, it's really, really hard, and if you screw up, you die.
Get it though, you save about 8 seconds.
You save about 8 seconds to get it, but
It's only worth it
super
if
hard.
you're going for 45. And even 45 is dependent on RNG.
Yeah. It's really, really only for extreme levels of optimization. And it's certainly not marathon friendly. It would theoretically be possible to hit corrects with 3 missiles on the same frame, but you can only have 2 missiles on the screen at the same time.
You could do it with the beam correxes, because the way they work is you could fire a second missile on the next frame.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
I guess it could theoretically work on idoors work the same. Like it's not actually the same thing.
It's not realistic. You can't really physically do it.
Yeah, no, it still doesn't work.
It's possible, I think.
So yeah, in Zero Mission, the first boss that gives you charge beam, he takes 3 hits, and in unassisted runs, people like go for getting a double hit on it often, but tool assisted can get a triple hit. So it's possible. But yeah, not in this game.
Yeah, because in this game, you're restricted to how much stuff is on the screen. You have a maximum of 2 missiles on screen.
And like 4 beams.
That's why they're called doubles. Because in theory, you can only get a double.
There are some sequence breaks in Fusion, but they don't lead to anything. Like we can get. I guess, but I don't know if box skip counts as a sequence break. If it's a skip,
Oh, you
but
do.
but like
skip an event flag.
we skip an event flag. But we can. There are a couple of items we can grab early, but it doesn't actually do anything. Like we can grab power bombs early, but with like through an expansion, but you still can't use power bombs until you get the main upgrade. And we can get to like Metroid, the Choso statue boss early, but beating him doesn't actually do anything because the game doesn't know what to do.
The game's so hard-coded into the event system, it's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
This room in the game.
I know which one.
I didn't get that bad.
I don't know how you guys do Ceres, but Ceres, the boss coming up, is sort of hard.
It's RNG based.
It is RNG.
Screw it. You can screw it with run.
Do you guys try to hit him when he goes back? Or when he's arcing?
Yes.
You do,
Both
okay.
ways.
So, like, Ceres has, the amount of health Ceres has makes it really, really important to get a point-blank shot with the charge beam. And every time he's hit, he goes invincible for an extended amount of time, so you really, really want to hit him point-blank. But the way he goes like around the screen is really random. So it's really hard to hit him first. The first hit is guaranteed, which is nice. But you want to get a second hit. And you have to react which way he's moving and try to hit him. Dare to get it. Both guys got it, okay. So that seems fairly okay.
Beautiful.
So Jagger G is like infamous for having hit him like 5 times, which shouldn't even be possible. Because a single hit.
I remember that.
I still remember arguing with him that that's not actually possible. You can't even do that low amount of damage. Because one hit of the charge beam still does enough to kill him in I think 5 hits. So I think I had a 6-round once, and I was like, no, there's no way you had a 6-round. Yeah.
Alright. Let's not fail this.
Are you doing low height?
Yeah.
No. It's all shame. I don't want to.
No, but I mean, you don't have to do low height to skip Missile of Shame.
No. I said I don't want to get to Missile of Shame.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that's not part of the low height. Anyway, you need to shine spark really, really low to the ground here.
Oh my god. I failed.
Okay, so Jerry gets it, Mickey does it too late and hits the platform.
Twin spark.
I'm just hitting A and B where it's not consistently. Up A and B. Straight up.
And getting the low height right there is pretty much pixel perfect. You can do it off the Morpho bounce, which makes it's not like it's pretty tight, but it's not like super tight. It's like, do you know the window for low heights? Like 3 frames?
The window, I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure. Whatever. It's doable at least. People get it fairly consistently.
When you bounce on the off-ball, it's more consistent.
Yeah. We're gonna see a lot of speed boosting from now on. Way more than in Zero Mission. Because we get to do a speed booster and Shine Spark at every navigation room. Welcome back, Jagger.
We're going back to Sector 3, right?
Yes.
Sector 5.
It gets really confusing when you're doing speedruns and you're up in this hub area so much that you kind of, like, it starts to get autopilot, and once you're up there, you sort of forget where you're going. So it's really, really helpful to have
I know that feel.
the blinking lights that tell you where to go is actually really helpful.
Sometimes when I'm not thinking, I go down the Sector 1 elevator because I'm thinking I've just started a run. And then I realize I've just killed a run.
It's not super uncommon for runners to go down the wrong elevator.
Can I get this?
Alright, there's a frame perfect fang charge you can do at the start of Sector 3. If you run off a ledge with speed booster, you have a 1 frame window to charge a Shine Spark when you land. Getting it there saves like a second, maybe. It's not that big, but it's cool.
I noticed JRP goes for pause buffering on time charges.
It's way too early. Way too late.
JRP is not in any condition to not buffer.
Not as bad as Biospark.
He pause buffers everything. He's one of those guys.
Have you seen his SAX kit?
Well, that's like a specific pause buffering trick though. So this is Bob, by the way. We nicknamed this missile because it is the quote-unquote unskippable. It was unskippable for a long time, but we eventually found out you can, through a very, very precise Shine Spark, skip it.
I got trolled by the side uppers.
That is the 1% in a 1% run.
I didn't get the other spot. Rip the dream, dude.
So if you store a Shine Spark during the data transfer, you have just enough time to use it afterwards, but it's very precise.
Yeah, you can make it a little easier if you kind of like let go of the control pad right before the pad, and then just slide to a stop, like just down as soon as you're about to stop on the right side of the pad.
Yeah, like you wanna be on the pad for as long as possible before you actually store the Shine Spark.
And even if you don't do that slowdown animation, it's technically possible if you just mash jump. If you happen to hit jump on the first frame after the text box disappears, you can get it. But just giving yourself more leeway makes it easier. So
you have to turn around, then do it.
Yeah, so you have to
spin jump.
You have to specifically not spin jump, but still press a direction. It's hard.
Sector 3 was pretty good actually.
Are you back on world record pace?
No.
No.
I can still get a 46 though.
I
need to lose 30 more seconds to be on 47 pace.
I'll take a 46. Marathon 46 would be pretty sick. So another thing that we maybe should have mentioned is that when you get super missiles, you don't actually get a new category of weapon. It's just an upgrade to your regular missiles. So you just do more damage. So you just do more damage.
Fun sector.
But it also makes you fire missiles slower. Like it lowers your fire rate. So getting doubles as your missile strength increases gets progressively harder.
It's near impossible with diffusion missiles.
Yeah, with the final upgrade of missiles, it's incredibly hard. With the original missiles, it's not that bad. It's pretty easy. But with diffusion, it's almost impossible.
RP has found a pretty consistent method of getting high score X.
Yeah. It's not that hard, really. You just don't mash, you time, your button presses. Now, if I did get the first missile tank, I would have skipped bombing that wall and grabbing that missile tank.
Right, there's a missile tank right here that they wouldn't get if they got the one in the early sectors.
Really, if I get the first one, then skip that one, I don't lose that much time at all.
Yeah, it's only a very minor time save to skip the first missile tank, but a time save nonetheless.
Oof, that's close. Too high? Yep.
Oh, is the Shine Spark faster when you're going for that missile tank?
The energy tank.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, why did you Shine Spark at the start of Sector 6?
Oh, that's Shine Spark. It's a strat if you don't want to pick up the missile tank. If you run out of missiles.
But didn't you have enough missiles then?
I only had, I had 0 missiles.
Oh yeah, maybe you got, I just see JRP have 3 now, but he might not have had 3 when he got to the barrier.
Yeah, a long time ago we basically tried to use Shine Sparks for everything that we could.
Right, yeah.
And but at some point,
sometimes someone actually
Spark that actually started timing things.
Yeah.
And he figured out that Shine Sparking was often like half a second or more slower than just running.
Oh wow, and holy crap.
Yeah.
That was a perfect idea. You barely stopped, like you just kept running. We want to hit this boss, like all this damage JRP is taking is very intentional. We want to hit this boss, like pretty much from the inside to do as much damage as possible with Trudging.
I can't double anymore.
Dude, getting doubles on this Core X is so hard. It's like one of the hardest Core X's to get doubles on. Because the terrain
I'm pretty
is
consistent.
dumb.
I just can't do it today.
It's mostly the terrain. It's just getting super missiles which changes the timing, and the terrain in this boss room, like in this room, is so dumb. It's like it's way hard.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. A lot of other games try to reuse bosses and try to make it a different fight by changing things. I think this game actually pulls it off pretty well. All the core fights are pretty unique, despite being the exact same fight technically.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, it's just nerve-wracking. It's like, for anyone that's done 1% runs, we know that Core X's are the actual hard bosses. Like,
yeah,
more
trying
so,
to do 1%.
More
You're
so
going
when
up against
you
Nightmare and you beat him. Oh, good luck with that core.
Yeah, more so when you do casual runs. But yeah, you can finally beat like the Spider or Nightmare, like the Yakuza or whatever, and then you fight the Core X and you're so nervous because you finally beat that boss and you can't play at all. It's hilarious.
Especially so since the cores are basically manipulated by your movement, so they go based on how you're moving. So if you're moving more erratically, like you tend to do when you're really nervous or excited, then it's gonna change its patterns.
Yes.
Of course, you could mitigate this problem just by playing it 1,000 times fast.
Yeah, eventually everything turns into autopilot.
Sector 5. We're going to that.
Either way, Sector 6 is one of the most random sectors in the game.
Oh right,
As far as enemy placement goes.
I never even mentioned the puffers. So going out of Sector 6, going out of Sector 6, there are puffers all over the place, and they can move in 4 different directions, and pretty much no matter which direction they go in, they're awful, and you have to react differently depending on where they go, and it's horrible. And some rooms have like 3 or 4 puffers in the same room, and you have to react to all of them. They're really, really annoying.
Is Sector 5 the most visited sector?
Yes,
I think it is.
because this is the only data room that doesn't break as soon as you use it, so you go back here like 4 times.
It's like, you've just been to Sector 5. You're rewarded by going back to Sector 5.
Like it's like Sector 5 main deck, Sector 5, Sector 3, Sector 5. Like it go back here, which is really like a lot of runners have gone the wrong way here because we're in Sector 5 so many times, and the route you go through in the sector is only slightly different.
This plain secret key. To get ice missiles. And then there's pulling the JRP, which is going back to the power bomb starter room again.
Yeah.
You know, there's a way to avoid the confusion with the routing in this first visit.
Is it just like try to place a power bomb and remind yourself if you have them or not?
Well, I mean, after you unlock the doors,
Oh right, I see.
you know,
I see your point.
you could just go the other way.
There's a trick that no one is going to do in this race, I assume, unless you guys are crazy.
No.
Yeah, it's basically frame perfect, where you have to, after unlocking doors, while you are really close, on my stream setup, it might be more delay in there, but you're really close right
You know, one of you could save a second.
So if you go right after unlocking doors, you can do like a frame perfect shine spark, charge, and then a shine spark up to grab the ice missile upgrade from the back, and it overall saves a second. But if you really want to, Jagger G, my fellow commentator, is kind of famous for doing unnecessarily hard stuff. Because
He does the
Jagger's
tank
strats.
escape in He does the tank escape in Sector 4.
yes, he does the tank escape. We're not even sure
Kills
that's
your
faster.
faster.
Kills with dumb.
Don't go back to the data. Don't go back
Well,
to
that
the
one
data.
at least isn't frame perfect.
No, it's just murder on your wrist. It hurts someone.
Yeah, when you're trying to practice it for the first time, it literally is physically painful.
Yes.
But like, if you get it quickly, it's not bad.
I guess.
Yeah.
Mickey going for some new stats I haven't seen it before.
Oh, got this wave of patterns about. Yep, bad wave of patterns. Hello? What are you doing? Dragonflux, tell the chat what to spam. They need to know what to spam.
Alright, so guys get
See
ready.
frequency.
I see people already knowing. We need more emergency frankersy. Everyone, go ahead. You have
Emergency in Frankazy.
permission from a chat mod.
spam it. Just spam it.
What's your P? Are you going for a
That's-
355 meltdown?
No, I'm not Jimmy Fresher. I still don't know to this day how he managed to get that. Even when I started learning this game, I could get a 410. I'll sing the song. I can't because there's no audio
Yeah, it's a good
on
song.
my side.
Jagger knows the song.
This chat, dude. Look at it. It's so good.
This chat is this is the highlight of any
Heading
fusion
up a
marathon.
Franker Z song. You look around the chat and see it isn't so. Woof 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 Frankers.
Shut up, Jagger.
I strictly
Concentrate.
What's wrong with that?
Oh my god.
I want to strictly apologize to anyone who actually enjoys talking in chat because that's not gonna be possible for this coming like 2 minutes. But this is an important part of a fusion marathon run, okay?
One of the most execution heavy, actually.
Oh right, yeah, the actual Sector P too, yeah. I was talking about the Franker C spam though. But yeah, Meltdown is actually, like, there's actually a lot of things.
My IRC, dude, it's not. Can't keep up. I just did not do that, dude.
Did you die?
Watch.
Oh, you failed to
Oh.
face the side upper?
No. Good job, dude. It's not that he froze it alright. He killed the side upper.
I missed both doubles.
I think
Yes,
I did as well.
meltdown.
No, I got one.
Oh. Is Mickey gonna win this? Is Mickey winning again? Okay guys, you can
Thanks
stop.
everyone for all the Franker Z's. by the way.
428 something.
You can stop spamming and go back to regular chat now.
Yeah, you can.
It's your choice.
Do you know on my splits I can save 20 seconds at the queues up? That's how bad RNG is.
Are you guys doing the wall jump, by the way? Over the lava?
I think so, yeah.
Because I'm a nutcase and I like falling in the lava every time I try it.
Yeah, this is a pretty fun
For
one.
a
It's
swim is
It's
nice.
a little dangerous, but it's not too bad. But
Got it.
apparently wall jumping is slightly faster than actually moving in the air, and it's
Yeah.
definitely faster than moving along the monkey bars at the top.
Yeah.
So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be spin jumping, or well, they're going to be spinning when they run off the platform to the left, and then wall jump up to the monkey bars and grab the ladder or monkey bars. Also, this shaft it always looks really cool when done right.
I really have to commend the chat for stopping the spam right on cue. There was like not even any trailing. Like I saw like 1 or 2 trailing messages, but it stopped like blah as soon as as soon as the timer stopped. That was great.
So now that we're done with the emergency and Franker Z, it's time to save the Franker Z's.
Alright, yeah, save the animals, guys.
A fun little parlor trick you could do in this segment. I mean, it's definitely slower, but basically you could actually collect a power powerbomb tank at
Oh,
that point, if you want to. The series of shine sparks in the main sector in the main deck, and when you get powerbomb tanks, you don't actually have power bombs at this point in the game, as you can see. So what it does is it increases your capacity. Unfortunately,
it basically doesn't unlock. I think Jaggedy died. Yeah, it doesn't unlock power bombs for you, but when you do unlock power bombs later, you have more power bombs. But like, you mean you still grab the upgrade? It doesn't do anything.
Impossible strat.
Impossible. Oh, nice. Is JRP not getting? JRP, please.
Oh, and I fail at Shine Break.
Are you doing the new Shine Break? No. You guys should learn the new Shine Break.
This is why I'm pause buffer. The animal ran past the door.
JRP is catching back up.
Oh.
Also, animals is super random. Like they can, like the time it takes for them to get out is just random.
I got average animals.
And it can vary a lot.
I think Leodox wins the record of the slowest animals in the world. The last animal took like 12 seconds to come out the door.
Ah, that's horrible.
There goes my dog.
autocons and daiquiris.
What?
What?
The animals, right?
So this part of the game overall is like there's not too much exciting going on. We're just going back to Sector 5 and like grabbing up it. There's like it's a lot of backtracking in this middle segment. But you're pretty much, is that all the missiles you're gonna grab? Right? That's all the items you'll be grabbing. No, you're grabbing one more energy tank.
Right before Yakuza.
Sorry, handsome horsey. There you go.
JRP
sorry,
too,
handsome.
JRP is too strong. He can do runs and pyramids at the same time. But yeah, so you pick up 40 missiles, right? I'm just like that's what I usually pick up. And that's mostly for only 2 bosses, which is the Notori, the Chosen Statue, and Nightmare are the bosses that require a ton of missiles.
I almost found that.
Alright, the Spark. The Spark is way more important later on, but it still saves time right now.
Yeah, and at the end of apparently at the end of a horizontal sport, when you're just going straight left or straight right, when you bump into the wall, if you hold jump, apparently it gives you an extra jump in midair, so that lets you reach this ledge a lot more easily, I guess. And,
I'm not sure.
And it's faster.
Not sure why that happens, but it clearly does. So. It doesn't happen with diagonal transfer.
Wow, that didn't hit me somehow.
Also, holding left or right automatically makes you spin as well.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I grabbed the third enemy is because of this Sector 5 encounter and the spitter room. Those have ended runs before.
I was wondering about that. What was the extra? Where was the extra tank?
The fourth Azabi.
That room is perfect.
That's weird.
Basically, that crab guy normally hits me at the top of that room. But if
I
you
got
do
it
past that,
twice.
he can't touch you. Where are you, Mickey?
Judging from my looking at your streams, he's like a second behind you. But I think you have like an advantage of a couple of seconds because of stream delay.
I'm entering navigation room now.
It's a close race still for sure. This can go either way easily just by like by
Side doors.
like this can go either way by idols alone. So this is really close.
Yakuza. Don't forget about him.
I mean, there's a lot of RNG left. Like, where
Yakuza is one of the
more?
main RNG destroyers, dream
I mean,
kills,
I mean, Yakuza
handers.
is like not even comparable to Zazabi though.
Then you have this room,
Oh yeah, Speed Room can.
which doesn't look that hard. It doesn't look that hard
when it works.
when it works.
Yeah.
You can die in that room. The spitters do so much
80
damage.
damage per spit.
I don't think I broke all the blocks. Go me. Oops.
I'm not sure. You might have gotten them.
I know the Tez does something like that too.
Like you don't have to see them breaking before you exit the
Yeah.
room. It's like pretty close. I'm not sure.
Let's just pray I broke him.
If JRP didn't break those blocks, he'll be losing. How long is the power? Like 5-6 seconds. It's very
Well,
slow.
I guaranteed I broke the top one. Definitely.
Okay, then you're fine. Then you're only losing like half a second.
Yeah, I only lost a second. I didn't break the bottom one though.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad.
Why, guys? Why do you hate me?
The chat, going in.
Shit.
Oh, it's all Maelstrom's fault. I didn't even see Maelstrom started. So the upcoming boss, for people who don't know, is Yakuza. He's a big spider, and he will, for a random amount of rounds, as we call them, he will go from his position at the top-ish of the screen down to the bottom and try to grab you. Before he opens his mouth and try to hit you with fire. You want him to open his mouth. It's the only way you can damage him. But he can go either between 1 and 4 times down and try to grab you. You don't want that to happen because it takes several seconds to do that even once. Alright, you can hit him. He always shoots fire right away, but he's off screen. But you can hit him anyway. If you like jump up and make sure the
No, I hate you.
he's off screen. Also getting grabbed is faster because it sort of skips the entire grabbing thing if you can mash out quickly enough. Mickey got like a 2
I can't
rounds.
hit.
And this fight
How do I
is
hit?
the second phase of this fight is just a mess. At least for me, I think like a lot of runners think this is Yakuza is one of the hardest fights in the game for sure. And JRP had not the best fight.
You know what? I could still get a 46. Believe it or not.
I believe you.
Can I still get a 46?
Well, depends how good your late aim is.
I guess we'll see.
Do you have a 46, Mickey?
Nope. Maybe a 47.
Oh, you're gonna get tied the world record in the marathon? Let's go.
That'd be great.
So mostly run this game by in-game time because no one wants to optimize conversations. It's the main, that's the main reason. The problem with running in-game time is that you don't see seconds. So it's sort of it's I don't know. It's honestly pretty. So we're still running in-game time.
That was kind of close.
So world record currently is tied by like 3 people, I think, 4 or 46.
5.
You want to be technical,
4.
I have the best RDA.
Well, yeah, JRP has the fastest RDA release. If you want to be technical, JRP has world record, whatever. But yeah, if by getting 46 on both players would be pretty epic.
Oh, I didn't grab the red X before Netori.
Oh, you're dead. That's a huge issue. Doors are guaranteed to give you a red X with refills. In any percent, it pretty much refills all of your resources. In 100% it doesn't quite. It gives you a lot, but not all. Nethery is a really resource-intensive boss. So not getting the missile refill is a huge problem. The health isn't that bad. Like you don't get hit by that boss.
How did that tink? Someone tell me how did that tink?
I haven't seen it yet. How did that tink?
Someone tell me how did that tink?
Oh my god.
The hitbox is amazing.
Yeah, the hitbox for the beam cores are not that great. Mickey handled that fight pretty well considering. That was a good job. Imperfect spark? Imperfect spark. No. DRP? No. If you do that spark perfectly, when you finish the spark, the enemy runs into you, which skips the entire like bonking animation where he just sits there for a while. So you just instantly hit the ceiling and then go into a damage boost, which is way faster. But I think it's frame perfect. It's like it's a position thing though. Like it's a pixel perfect trick, but you have to hit a specific frame for the shine charge. And this is still a really close race. I'm excited for the conclusion of it. Like I was saying earlier, how I would be thrilled with any race where JRP loses, mostly as a joke because I like to bully JRP ever. So it might actually happen.
She's such a nice person. Right? So nice to me.
I'm mostly a nice person, but sometimes I like to bully people.
Honestly, I was expecting
It's
to
so
do
nice
much
you
worse.
banned me in your chat for a year. That's so nice.
You directly disobeyed me. That's like I'm just showing
I
you I'm
posted
serious.
one Franca Z.
I told you specifically to not do that, or I was going to ban you, and you did it anyway, so I banned you. It's not that complicated, you know me. You're cool now, though.
Seriously.
But yeah, I don't think a lot of people actually expected Mickey to win this race, but like from the looks right now, it's very much a possibility.
Well, it really depends. My late game's really good.
Probably a lot more consistent than I am.
God.
Backed by the pirate.
Oh wow, more full recovery.
That's all I could think of.
Oh boy.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm gonna move. Some measurements. It's not bad.
Oh, the door. Ah, okay, I was on the wrong.
So basically, this race is Canada versus Australia.
It's a race across the world. So Nightmare is sort of annoying. He's by far the hardest boss casually. For a speedrun, he's a bit simplified. The only really hard part is the third phase, where it takes a lot of practice with this fight to sort of get a handle on how to manipulate Nightmare's movement. It's not completely, but very, very much based on
I did it perfectly.
Yeah, same.
It's very, very much based upon Samus's movement. So if you know how to manipulate Nightmare properly, you can get him to do what you want most of the time. But it's still it's hard to do correctly.
Nice.
You guys had like an identical fight. That was pretty crazy.
Hopefully that was far enough. Please be far enough. Yes. Alright.
Ooh, that's
Took a very
cutting
big risk there.
cutting it really close there.
I feel that
Basically-
space boost.
Who's doing secret message?
Mick again.
No,
No.
never.
I can't stop taking
Oh my
damage.
god, no.
Yeah, no, we need this race to be serious.
That cost a lot of time.
Oh, dude, getting wrecked. But yeah, there's a
You're
quote
kidding me, dude.
there's a
This
quote
is
unquote sequence break right here. You could do where you go back, like after unlocking doors, you can go back the way you came, sort of through a very, very complicated and long shine spark chain, or like through doing weird angled missiles later on, where you can get back to Adam without grabbing the fusion missiles, because the fusion missiles are useless and not like they're the most pointless upgrade. They don't do anything. Except
Someone
make
update
them.
the title,
I think so.
because I didn't.
But if you get back there, you just get some kind of message that's like, "Oh, good job on doing that cool shine spark. Now go and get now go and get the fusion missile." So it's sort of an intentional sequence break that doesn't actually let the sequence break.
It's a false sense of hope, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Are you doing the space boost?
I already did the space boost.
I did the shine spark.
Oh no. What am I doing? Oh my god.
Oh my god, you have to
What are you doing?
Don't die.
Stop it, Samus, please.
What happened?
I'm being stupid. Stop.
This is still so close.
Okay, I lost my 46 pace.
Oh, by the way, have you mentioned the speed of the shine spark? How it's apparently equal to jumping? straight up, or is it equal to jumping, or
It's
is that just a zero mission?
the first few frames of jumping is the same speed as a giant spark, but your jump slows down pretty quickly. Oh yeah, max.
Or well, the opposite for falling.
The opposite of jumping. Terminal velocity, like when you're falling at full speed, is the same speed as a giant spark. So I don't know how that doesn't really change anything because we can't giant spark downwards, but it would be sick to be able to giant spark downwards. That would actually open up a couple of routes.
Yeah. But yeah, usually giant sparking straight up would make it like more, I guess, consistent to go fast upward, up through vertical shafts. But usually space jumping is about as good, at least.
Like the biggest problem with giant sparking is that it has a really big delay at the start and at the end. The actual movement is actually like you can't move faster than a giant spark. Even if I thought it for a long time because you can get a higher momentum. Like if you look at memory, you get like a momentum value, and that can be higher than giant sparks. But you can't actually move. You don't actually move faster if it's higher than giant spark. But it has a like really long delay before starting and after hitting something, so it tends to not actually be faster than just jumping, even though space jumping is pretty slow.
Oh, it's my favorite boss in the whole world.
Do you have problems with this boss? This boss is pretty good. Just get in there and shoot a bunch of this. No, this boss is actually pretty awkward because it has like the tiniest hitbox and it's surrounded by pink hitboxes, so you have to like hitting it is way harder than
Oh my god, I completely butchered the fight.
No, Mickey, no, what are you doing?
I messed up the start. I wasn't in ball when I entered the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bosses in this game are pretty, they're pretty, like, user-specific difficult areas. Like, each boss is somebody's worst nightmare, pretty much.
And they all pretty much focus on very different skill sets a lot of the time, so it's very possible for like one boss to be really easy for one runner and almost like super hard for others. I mentioned earlier when you were disconnected how you're like infamous for having problems with Ceres.
Yeah, I heard that delays.
Alright.
Jam stream.
Yeah, I was gonna correct you and say I got 7 hit fights before. I think technically 8 hits are possible if entirely flares.
That's precisely my reaction the last time you said that, JRP. That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, should take
like
8 hits, might take 7.
Shit. Don't worry, man. It's just the inside joke.
And it's also really surprising how a game so focused on atmosphere and exploration actually does really well in terms of, well, I guess platforming is understandable, but in terms of combat, how every time you upgrade your abilities, you have a new best weapon, essentially, and a different best way to fight each boss.
Pretty much, yeah. Combat is done really well in this game, and especially like boss design is really interesting, and like it keeps changing up how like you said, the best strategy for dealing with a lot of things. So it's done power creep really well. It's not like you get supers early on. That's just the best item you have for the rest of the game. Or something. Even though charge beam is pretty broken, but that still changes because it's like flip flops between. Like supers are better than charge beam when you get supers, but then you get you get wide, and suddenly charge beam is like amazing again, and then you get freeze missiles, and like it changes a lot.
I can't move.
Also,
to
Collision.
damage per frame, and the bosses only take damage for 1 frame.
Yeah. And that's like collision with frozen enemies don't really work that well. So you saw Mickey just jump through a frozen ripper. That's like that is not hard. Oh right. The golden pirates might need a bit of explanation. You're supposed to hit golden pirates in the back with a charge beam, but the game does this check pretty poorly. It just checks if the pirate and Samus are looking in the same direction, and if they are vulnerable, and if they're not, they're invulnerable, and that's like their entire check. So you can fire a charge beam straight at them and then turn around, and the count is hitting them in the back somehow. And now Mickey's gaining a dare again because of that gold pirate mistake. Ridley takes a ton more damage from them from missiles. That's again a pretty normal casual mistake that people like just spam missiles against Ridley. Missiles are really ineffective. Charge beam does like upwards to 10 times the damage of a missile if you aim it properly.
Doubles.
Doubles. Was that 2 doubles, Mickey?
Yep.
Good job. So this is like what we're saying, like diffusion doubles are hard. People place a bomb in Ridley's eye because it looks cool. There's no gameplay benefit to it. Dear me. You almost got past it.
Yes, it's very important. If I remember right, missiles do, diffusion missiles do 45 damage.
45, yeah.
I think I heard that a fully charged beam with the perfect angle on Ridley while he's moving away from you can do up to like 700 damage.
I haven't seen
so
700, that might be. I remember when I did Total System Counts for this, which admittedly was like 10 years ago. I remember getting a charge beam hitting him while he was turning around, and that might have done 700. I'm not sure. It was like just did so much damage. But like reasonably, a charge beam is gonna do around 300 per hit. If you aim it really well, it goes like 500. And if you like get some weird freak of nature setup, you can probably do upwards to 700.
Yeah,
which is like that's like
with the
15 missiles, so charge beam does so much damage. It's because it does damage per frame, so you have to hit it at specific angles for it to do optimal damage.
Don't stop this shit.
And that's
Completely butchered the pirate shaft. That was amazing.
Also, doesn't missile kind of have an effect on like how soon you can charge as well?
Not really. That's why you shoot a missile in between charge shots, because it doesn't actually affect your charge at all. But that same concept of doing damage per frame is gonna come into effect against SAX as well, and Omega Metroid. But against SAX, you're gonna see them try to hit diagonal charge beam shots on the boss to do slightly more damage. It should be enough to cut away 1 hit if you do it right.
By the way, this is why the Japanese version saves the most time.
Or Chinese, apparently. But yeah, the differences between the various language versions, it's the only difference pretty much is the only speed difference, at least, is the dialogue. It's not really any other tricks.
There's a room in Japanese that the room you can't do fake secret message in Japanese.
Yeah, the room.
Right.
The
It doesn't,
thing in the middle
doesn't
is
make a difference for speedrunning, at least.
They've changed the positions.
Yeah, so right outside the diffusion missile data room, there are like 3 small tunnels with enemies inside them. That's like, is that the only...
I do play in the Japanese
other-
version. It's just we race on English. It's just how it's always been.
Okay.
And plus, I like my English splits better.
Easier to beat, I guess. This is really close. How is this still so close, guys?
I have no idea.
You're making a good show out of this. We're pretty much out of RNG too, so now it's all up to players go.
First.
Okay. My headset's gone off.
So yeah, again, you wanna hit the like transformed SAX as it jumps straight up, so the charging stays inside of him for as long as possible, so you can do damage. They're trying to get doubles on the Corex, but this is like really finicky and kind of works whenever it wants to.
How many doubles did you get?
I don't think JRP can hear you. I wasn't keeping track.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he got one more than you did, maybe. The time is coming up. I'm not sure he's doing time. Did Maelstrom disappear? Okay, are you doing time, Maelstrom? Coming up anyway. Trying to get a low high time for here. Here we didn't get it. I don't think Mickey got it either. No. If you get it, it reaches all the way out to this thing.
I'm back.
This is so close.
This is... I took it off concentrate.
So against Omega Metroid, we must stand at a very specific spot. I guess you guys are shooting upwards or something. I don't remember. But if you stand, if you're standing at a specific spot and just keep shooting, he takes damage so fast that he can't attack, so he just dies. Okay, so get ready for time, I guess.
I'm done. Mickey's almost done.
And
Time
is now.
Right, so time.
118.01 for Mickey, I think. 118.04 for JRP.
What? That was so close.
Mickey just edged you out at the end.
my PB is 118, so I'm kinda surprised.
And I don't know when...
Wait, what? Hang on, there's some weird delay stuff going on there.
Yeah, there's weird delay stuff going on between... That's why I wanted people to say time. there's weird delay with...
That time... Yeah, that time... is about right.
The Mumble server just
I lost the second.
So Mumble just kind of died. Everybody just kind of disappeared.
Rip. Shall we wait for the time? Yep, Dragon Fang's dead. It died. I did win that.
Well, whoever said done first got 118.01, and whoever said done second got 118.04.
Well then, I actually got a sub 117.
Can you hear me? Is it still up in the on the stream?
Whoa.
Whoa. What is going on?
Mumble, calm down. Calm down, Mumble.
Well, anyways, what I was gonna say is if you guys were ever wondering what it would be like if two Biosparks were racing each other, there you go. That's it. Great job, guys.
Great job.
Oh, I'm back. Cool. Mumble is cool. That was a good race, guys. Am I actually back? What is happening? I don't know.
You're actually back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
You're here. You're apparently.
Okay, everyone's back. We did it. Okay.
Mumble is weird.
Oh, there they are.
Right. Yeah, good job, guys. That was a super close race.
I want to
Race
see.
time.
Anyways, what do we have next?
I want to see in-game times.
Yeah, in-game time
Oh,
first.
cool.
And then we'll move into setup for the next game, which is Metroid Prime 22%.
Ooh.
Mmm.
Is Mumble working?
What's the times? In-game.
In-game time hasn't passed yet. It's still
Yeah.
on the credits.
110. That's the best guess.
What?
That's the best guess right there.
What is this
110.
zero mission?
110.
45.
110 is like a
That's-
really old inside joke.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have to do the things now because you're gonna sleep.
I'll set up Prime and then I'll go to sleep. It's not that late yet.
Alright.
I thought we
That's
were going to be like way behind by this point.
100% preference.
we just keep being ahead instead.
Which works out kind of okay.
I mean, that's easier to handle. You have to wait a second.
So that should be double 47, I think.
I have
Uh,
47.
That should be double 47.
Good thing I wasn't local recording.
Nice job, guys. Double 47.
Double
Nicely
47
done.
is strong.
Wait, Mickey still hasn't come back in the bubble.
Oh my god, Mickey.
Rip.
Rip Mickey.
Nice though. That was a super close race.
It's a very stressful race. I was on
It was
god
exciting.
pace, like the first 4 splits, and then it was like, no, you can have some bad RNG.
It was crazy how you guys
It was-
kept overtaking each other though.
Yeah, it was
Meh.
really, really exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good race. Alright, great job guys. Thanks to the commentators as well. We'll move now into setup for Metro Prime.
It was a